we may have been lucky enough to have heard michu kaaku talk about Type 1 civilization, why planet Earth is not a Type 1 civilization, and our likelihood of becoming a Type 1. And what is a Type 2? And what is a Type 3? I'm going to suggest that we should look at this 6. So Type 1, which we're not, but we possibly could be, or could have been in the past, which he's never mentioned. There are signs that this was once a Type 1 civilization. Type 1 civilization, he said, and it's a good standard to go by, is that the people on planet Earth can control all of the resources, we can control the weather, we can access the Earth's core, and we can leave the planet without causing any pollution. We can live without killing any animals or being at any war with anyone on planet Earth. So there's evidence that on this planet we were a Type 1 civilization. But when we left this planet and we tried to become a Type 2, and my definition of Type 2 is that we can go to anywhere in our solar system and we can even leave our solar system. But we ran into the principle that there are Type 2 civilizations already in existence. Not only are there Type 2 civilizations, there are Type 3. And not only are there Type 3, there are Type 4. Not only are there Type 4, there are Type 5 and Type 6. Type 5 and 6 are why we're having a problem. They've achieved what Type 4 has, which is they've done what we would consider crazy. They can control the whole universe. They can, or let's put it another way, Type 4 just means when we say control, they can access the entire energy of the universe and go anywhere, anytime in the universe. But there's more than one. And this is where the twist happened. Type 5 is involved with Type 6. There's a war over us that we're not going to be Type 1 again. That's not going to happen. We're melanin deficient. Anyone that's sent back gets a quick last minute, because there's different entities, to zoop up their melanin to survive. So one of them just goes, well, seeing as we know that's true, that argument, we're just going to cover our faces when we go out. So there are religions based on that principle, that you cover your face because you're melanin deficient. Because when you came back, the problem on this planet is it's not going to be allowed to be a Type 1 civilization ever again. The pyramids, we're not going to be allowed to get off this planet. But everyone who's been sent back is what is called a light worker. But there are others that weren't sent back. They're Type 6. And those entities, they look like people. They walk about like people, but they don't feel, but they can be angry. It takes a lot to make another entity angry. You've got to really push their buttons to make someone who's been sent back angry. It's really easy to make them, to blank them, to block them. We're blocked, and we're a lot whiter. All of the lighter skinned ones that are sent back. But Type 5 and 6, Type 5s, there are numerous entities that could control the whole universe energy. But they're noticing that we got sent back, and they have emissaries that come in. So a lot of the religious rules and doctrines and that are about this fact that we're melanin deficient. We're all, anyone who's not, I know it's going to sound ridiculous, anyone who's not jet black. If you're not jet black, you're melanin deficient. And even if you are really dark, doesn't mean you're bad. And this is why there was a schism, because some people realized, oh, a spiritual group of people realized, oh, this group are melanin deficient. Okay. And then it ends there, because other people figured out, yeah, you're right. And there was an earlier civilization, and you're right, and you were part of it, and you're right. And guess what? That's why we're not going to be a Type 1 civilization, because there's an argument. Now this type 5 and 6 is a schism. One of them comes in and actively they both are stopping us becoming type 1. But one of them is basically going, you're carnal beasts. You eat animals. You treat each other like crap. And then they encourage it. Type 5s go, you're kind of carnal beasts. You kind of treat people like crap. We disagree with how they're doing it to you. You could call them angels at this level, type 5 and 6. The type 4s, they're watching. So we're in this equation, right? Type 4s, they're not meddling as much as type 5s and 6. So, michu kaaku, look into it, type 1 civilization, look into the planet Earth, look into the melanin deficiency, but look into well, if that's true, this is just one planet, and there's lots of people who are melanin deficient along the scale. There's a huge scale of people with this melanin deficiency, and just not having it doesn't make them bad. And type 6s can change. Anytime they want to change emotionally and treat everybody else nice and talk about the melanin deficiency argument, they can. It's up to them. Because they're at that God level, they're at that angel level. They don't have to be mean. They don't have to argue with type 5s. So it's a thing to look into, like look into michu kaaku, look into his thing about the Q continuum being a type 4, but I think he got it. That's a story. That's a good story to look into. So thank you for listening to this, and I hope that it helps you understand everything.